And we're back. So the NBA's been back for a couple days, and we got a lot of stuff we can talk about now. I know I've been gone for a while, but I'm back. I'm gonna try and do some more videos. I'm gonna cover more NBA, and let's get right into it. So I actually got League Pass yesterday, which makes it a lot easier to watch a lot of games. It's not just nationally televised stuff anymore. So I'm gonna try and give some more deep dives on some things I'm seeing across the league. And so far, I got a list of things, so let's just dive right into it. First of all, what I've noticed, these guys like Luca, Shea, Wemby, Steph, they're all showing out. And it got me thinking, these top six, these top seven guys that we have in the league right now, this is the best that we've had at the top of the league, players wise, ever. Because you look at the top seven guys, it's Jokic. Oh, my dog's trying to come in. As I was saying before my dog interrupted me, the top seven guys in the league, we've never seen people of this caliber at the top of the league. You've got Jokic, you've got Shea, you've got Luca, you've got Giannis, you've got Wemby, you've got Steph, and you've got Ant. Anthony Edwards might be like the third best player in the league at like in 2005. You're looking at it and it's like Giannis is maybe the fourth best. Wemby, who just had 40 points and 15 rebounds and a 27 rebound or 27 point, 11 rebound, 9 block game, they're like at fifth. And then we got these other guys who are just dominating, scoring 45, 50 a night to start the season. We have never seen an NBA this good, and I am here for it. It's going to be a fun league this year. And I mean, even the guys in like the teens, like you're looking at Sengun and you're like, where does he file in? He just had like a 40-point game opening night. He's doing everything. He's shooting threes. He's probably what, 18th right now? This league is so deep, so many good players, and this is going to be a fun season to watch. That was my first takeaway. And we mentioned him in that section, but Victor Wembanyama, man, through 2 games, it has been nothing but just crazy improvement and just the defensive prowess that we saw last year, mixing that with his new offensive bag. He can shoot the midi now. He's shooting threes more often and he's getting to the line. Every star in the NBA needs to get to the line, except Steph Curry, and now he's doing it. And that's just added another level to his game. He's insane. I mean, you're looking at this team and their future and their potential even this season, starting off 2-0. They they beat the Mavs by 30 in that first game against that front court, where you're going against Anthony Davis and Derek Lively, and he still put up those numbers without De'Aaron Fox. And you look at the rest of this core, and it's Stephon Castle, it's Dylan Harper, it's Devin Vassell. You have a lot of guys on there where you're going to continue to develop. You're going to be able to win now, and this team's going to be one of the most dangerous teams in the league for the next 10 years. It's going to be scary. He could legitimately win DPOY the next 10 years because he's just that special on the defensive side of the ball. Everything that people are talking about is his improvement on the offensive side, and that's worthy of it. He definitely has improved there, but he's kept up what he's been doing on the defensive side of the ball. He's averaging like 5 stocks a game. He just had a 9 block game. He's insane, and the league needs to watch out. So, next up, speaking of really talented players, Luka Doncic, back-to-back games with over 40. I think he scored like 49 in what was it, like 35 minutes last night against the Timberwolves. That man is on a mission. He's insane. Yeah, the Lakers still suck. He has no big man. He has DeAndre Ayton, who can't do anything this game. He looked a little better in that Minnesota game, but outside of that, I don't trust DeAndre Ayton. I don't trust Jackson Hayes at all. And then you look at the rest of his supporting cast, and without LeBron, he has no one. He has Austin Reeves, who can take a little bit of pressure off. He's good. But Rui Hachimura, I don't really trust him anymore. Gabe Vincent's been laying eggs. It's just like, I wish he had a better team around him. But that 2027 free agency, that's maybe when they're going to go out and get something. But so far this season, Luka, he looks like he's in that MVP front running for sure. But you also got guys like Shea and Giannis. Giannis had an insane game. Just on a side tangent, 30 and 20 in like 29 minutes. Who's doing that? I know it's the Raptors, but the Raptors are good now. I know I dissed them last season, talking about how delusional they were after they signed Jakob Poeltl, but I mean, they've got some stuff going. I really like Murray Boyles. He hasn't played yet, but they kind of have an identity now. They're going more, not defensive centric, but they're running and they can play good defense and they have shot makers now. Scotty Barnes can make his own shot. Brandon Ingram can make his own shot. Emmanuel quickly only makes his own shot. So you look at that, and that is a team that could maybe do something. And then Giannis just comes through and tears through them because Giannis is such a special player. But Shea's had 50, or he's averaging 45 in 2 games. And then you also got guys like Sengun stepping up. I mean, there's just been so many good performances, so many good players this season. And that's really what it's been a big story so far. So, next up, here's some teams that just need to get a point guard. And that's all I have on my notes. Just get a point guard, and it's Houston and Dallas, the two Texas teams. They're both 0-2. Houston, obviously better than Dallas right now. They're in a better situation. We'll start with them. They lose that double OT thriller of an event that was that OKC game to open the season. And, I mean, they looked good. They just need a guy who can really run that offense because a lot of times with Amen at the point, it kind of just looked like, hey, clear out. I'm going to get a full full head of steam, and I'm going to try and just use my athleticism to get into the paint and make something happen, and then maybe kick out after that. There was some good stuff between like him and KD and Sengun, but outside of that, the offense kind of looked a little stale. Maybe that's just because it was against the OKC defense, but it kind of looked the same against the Pistons. They weren't really distributing it that well. You can tell they're missing that true point guard presence in Fred VanVleet, and Reed Shepherd isn't that right now. I really haven't liked what I've seen from him so far. He's just such a defensive liability, and for a guy who's supposed to be a designated shooter, I haven't even seen the shooting that much. Sorry. Let me let my dog out because he wants to come in for 5 minutes and then leave. Sorry about that. But yeah, you can definitely tell they're missing Fred VanVleet. They need that guy who can distribute the ball, and they just don't have that right now. And then Dallas. You're running Cooper Flag at the point guard, and he struggled in that first game because of it. I mean, he still had the energy and the effort and the defense and the athleticism and all the things that you love Cooper Flag for, but he you're asking a guy who's a forward to run the offense, who's best off the ball, and then once he gets it, he can kind of take pressures off other guys and make his own things happen, and give the ball to others. He's not really in that bring the ball up the court and initiate the offense type of guy. He can be, but I don't think that's what you want him to be. Like, I don't think you want that to be his full role, I guess is what I'm trying to say, because he needs to be able to do his own things off the ball. That's where he's kind of the best. And when you have guys like AD on that team, and you have guys like Clay who play off the ball, you need to be able to have a guy who can help run that offense. And once Kyrie comes back, that'll be a lot better. But right now, it looks really ugly. I think they should just probably put D'Lo in the starting lineup. I mean, he's not been great, but he's at least like running the offense when he's out there. And I know it's D'Lo, but I mean, I think they need to get another guy. I mean, either start D'Lo and actually have a point guard, or get a real point guard. Trade for Kobe White. Why not? Trade for, maybe if you don't want to trade for someone that big, trade for just someone to run your offense. I know it's early in the season and that's hard, but they need somebody. They're not as, or they're way more desperate for that than Houston. Houston's okay with that one because they have guys who can create. Dallas, I haven't seen that. Anthony Davis can create his own shot in the post, but once you start to like throw a zone at him, start to huddle around, it's kind of hard to run stuff once that gets fixed because Cooper's just not that perimeter offensive guy yet, and you can't rely on it. So I think you got to find a real guy. And finally, I got some rookies I want to go through, look at their performances so far, and kind of evaluate. So first up, VJ Edgecombe. This is the obvious one. He's looked great so far. He had that 35-point rookie debut, one of the greatest we've ever seen, and he just looks electric. I mean, I don't know how that guard rotation is going to end up looking in Philadelphia because you have four really good guards. You have Tyrese Maxey, you have Jared McCain when healthy, you have Quentin Grimes, you have VJ. You have all those guys, and you can't start all of them. But VJ's looked so good. It's kind of hard to start the rookie, but you might have to. And that might mean you're running a lineup where McCain and Grimes are coming off the bench when on most other teams, those guys are starters. So, I mean, it's really a tough thing, but VJ, he's looked amazing. Just a spark plug, the generator. He got that nickname for a reason. Not just because he lived off a generator, but that's how he plays. He gives a boost to the offense. He makes them electric, and he's that guy. The athleticism just pops off the screen when you see it. And he's a guy where I can see in 3 or 4 years, he's maybe on the level of some of these top 30, top 20 guys in the league. He can just be a really good player. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, the defensive capabilities with someone who's that athletic, the just inside scoring. He can work a little bit on the shooting. I mean, he had 2 clutch free throws that he missed, but I love his energy. I love everything about his play style, and I think he'll recover, and I think he'll be really good. Next up, Dylan Harper. So I've been a little mixed on what I've seen, but what I have really liked is he's had control. When he has the ball, you can feel his presence. He's able to slow the offense down and then just get it inside, and it's like, how do you get there? How do you get that layup? How do you get that left-hander in the post? He's able to run the offense, and it's not looking amazing right now. There's definitely a lot of things that he can work on. I think as time goes on, you're going to see more and more of it. He's just going to keep getting better. I think he's going to be a phenomenal player, and I've really liked what I've seen so far. And then we've already touched on Cooper Flagg, so I'm not going to go back to him. But one of my favorite rookies that I've seen so far has been Cedric Coward for the Memphis Grizzlies. For all the reasons I love what VJ is doing, I love what Cedric Coward's doing for Memphis. He's a spark plug. He's athletic. He's doing all the gritty plays. He's getting the rebounds. He got a block the other night that was really good. But he's just a guy who he brings the energy. You can feel his presence on the floor when he's there. And this was a guy who some people questioned him after the draft because he rose up really quickly. He was projected to be like maybe late first round, and then in the weeks leading up to the draft, he just kind of skyrocketed up as people started to watch him more. And yeah, it's deserved. This is a guy who is looking amazing so far, and maybe he's not going to be like a number one scorer, but that's not what you need him to be. He is phenomenal, and he has done great things so far for Memphis, and I'm really excited for his future. And it just feels like Memphis keeps getting these guys, these GG Jacksons, these Jalen Wells, these athletic rookies that just bring energy and can help your team. Usually they take a dip in the second half of their season, but we'll see if that happens with Coward. But I've really liked what I've seen so far. And finally, we got the Pelicans duo. We're going to look at them. So I've liked what I've seen from these two so far. After the draft, I was really questioning Jeremiah Fears because I was like, when have we ever seen a guard who can't shoot, doesn't really pass the ball? When have we seen that succeed? They can't shoot. They can't pass. He's kind of inefficient. What is Jeremiah Fears? And watching him, it's obvious. He's a spark plug. He's energy, and he gets to the rim. He's a little iffy on some of those conversions at the rim, but he can definitely get to the rim. He brings the energy, And I think in the future, I think he can be a guy who can be a starting level guard for them. I'm a little down on the ceiling from like where I thought he was pre-draft because I didn't really watch him. I just saw some of the highlights. I'm like, this guy can be Trae Young. He can shoot. But I mean, he's small. He can't shoot. So I mean, there's a little bit of a ceiling cap there, but the energy he brings, the athleticism he has, it's just he's a fun player, and I think as the season goes on and we see more and more time from him, I think we'll see steady progressions, and I think he can eventually round his game into a really, really good guard in the NBA. And then I've liked what I've seen from Derek Queen so far, kind of as a hub, an offensive hub for them in the post. There's been some defensive things that haven't been great. They've been a little better than I've thought, but still not a little wishy washy. But like there was a play last night where Zion had it in the post and he was going in, and then he just does a bounce pass to Queen and he's wide open there and he tips it in. I mean, that's not necessarily him, but that's kind of his presence. He's always there. He's making the cuts. He can kind of be anywhere within those like 15 feet of the rim and make something happen. He can go in. He can take the midi fade away if you want him to. He can take those shots, and he's a really good creator. And from what I've seen so far, I think this will work for the Pelicans. Still wouldn't have given up that pick that they gave up for him. That was pretty crazy, but I mean, he's looked good so far, and I think these can be two contributing rookies for the Pels. And I've really liked what I've seen from them so far. I know they're 0-2, the Pels, but they have a lot of good players. And the question with those players was, what is the fit? And I've liked it so far. I've liked Athletic Zion back. I've liked Trey Murphy and what he's done so far. I mean, he's been really good. The shooting, the ability to drive with him. You have Jordan Poole, who I think's really added like a spark to that offense. He's way better than CJ McCollum was for them. And then off the bench, you saw guys like Herb Jones. The one thing that I do question with that group is big men. They all have some sorts of limitations. Queen's not the best on the defensive side of the ball, while Yves Missi is just not. He's not there on the offensive side of the ball, and I don't really trust him on defense. I know he makes some good plays, but I feel like he's always in foul trouble, and there's things with him that I just don't love. But yeah, so those are my first reactions of the season so far. I'll try and get another video out tonight reacting to tonight's games. But thanks for watching, and let's enjoy the rest of the season.